Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Kathy Crow here at the Crow Cottage. I am just figuring out how to get this going here. So normally I do this first on Facebook, and every time I try it on YouTube Live, I always have some trouble. But anyway, we are here and today. I'm going to do capturing smiles. This is actually a kind of a sneaker one. If you're not a scrapbooker, you're probably not even looking at it and thinking it is anything you would like to do as a card maker. The camera is kind of big, but I want to compare it to our old Capture the Good. This is a really good one too, but I like the camera in this one so much better. So many reasons why. So I'll have fun sharing that with you. And I'm going to try to put the camera down. We'll see how much luck I have with that. It always is awkward for me. Oh, it doesn't need to be turned down. It's like it's already turned down. I just have to figure out how to get things out of the way of the viewfinder. There we go. That's how I do it. Okay. All right. So anyhow, excellent. That actually looks pretty good. I'm surprised. So I did a little box with this one. And then after I got it all together and figured out how is that going to work and does it really look good and all of that, I'm not so sure I'm going to even use it. But let me open this up so you can see what I've got going here. So I did a bunch of pictures that I thought would look really cute with this camera. And where I have one all ready to go because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing here today. So I'm gonna stamp and color one camera, but this is the basic start of one. And so what I did is I just measured the base and then, you know, figured out a little box. This piece, when you cut this out, I believe this is the side of the camera if you want to do a box like this. So I've got one, but obviously you would need two. But then when I put it together to see how is this going to look together, you know, it's okay. I think I would want it to be just a bit smaller. So I thought, I don't think I'll do a box today anyway. And the other thing I don't really know what to do with is this is so narrow. I thought it would be a really cute little box to make to have some photos in that I would send, you know, take some actual photos to somebody. But the width is 3 1/4. My pictures are 4 by 6. I get the big ones. When I get photos, I get the big ones because I don't I don't get a lot of photos. The ones I want to see. They're big and they would not fit in this box. And I don't make cards this small either. So this would be really cute for like invitations or something, or like a name. I don't know. You're going to have to find out from someone else what to do with this box. You could do a bigger box and then just stick the camera on the side, you know, and it would look really cute. But I thought it would be nice to use the little side piece. And now I don't think I can because you know, I don't know if it actually is the side piece, but I believe it is. It almost looks like it would be good to go here. You know how a camera with a telephoto lens will have, you know, raised portion and then it'll have all of the lenses and all. So to me, that's what this looks like. This looks like the part you would have raised. So if you wanted a bunch of layers on your card, you know, it would give you 2-dimensional layers, and that would be great if this was a tag or something. But in an envelope, I'm thinking I'll probably never use this little piece. I don't know. I will think about it, but that's a mystery piece for me. Now, in my cards for this week, I did Unbridled Beauty with the little tiny camera from this suite, and I loved that. And it was nice to be for the background words, snap, say cheese, etc. It was fun to be able to use this just to make a background sheet for my little horse. Some we have friends who like horses. We don't have horses. We don't do horses, but for people who do, they're really crazy about them. So the focus is all on you, you cute little horse. You know, it could be a card somebody would really like. It's not one Jeff and I will use, and I'll have to send this to one of my friends unused so she can use it. And but I liked it. I did a rope, embossed background and all. That was fun. And then for these little guys, you got to have little tiny pictures, and the set actually comes with little photos that fit perfectly in there, and there's one there so you can stamp your own things in there and know what the size is. I do have some little stamps that will fit in there, but not many. That's actually quite small. So for my card, I decided let's go ahead and get out those cute little bunnies and whatnot from that bunny paper we had. Now let me grab it so I can remember the name. I don't know if it's still available because it's kind of old for us now. I suspect it's not. But it was Storybook Moments Designer Series paper. It also had wonderful stickers in it. And I used one of those stickers for the little lady because, I don't use the phrase, what happens at grandma's house stays at grandma's house. I don't use that phrase. But I think that would be really fun if that was if you see your grandkids a lot, that would happen. We don't see our grandkids a lot, so our kids are always with the grandkids here, so it doesn't really work for me. But best grandkid ever does, and that is an old stamp set that we got a while ago called a grandkid, and there were a bunch of good grandkid sentiments on that. So anyhow, perfect for sending to grandchildren, I thought. Anyway, I really enjoyed making that one. That one was fun. And then this one was good. I used that farm paper we had with the cows a while ago. It's a nice dimension for farmland. And then I used those little pictures from the actual stamp set. This one, this was an oldie, but one of my favorites. That set. I don't know if I can find it because I kind of buried it over here in the back. But I have it usually where I can see it because I don't see it right now. Where are you? Where did I put you? I don't know. It has that cute snail in it, and I just love that one. It's a very old one, but I don't see it laying out here, and I didn't have it with this set, so terribly sorry. Now I don't even know what it is, but there was a background set I had that had lots of different backgrounds, and so I've got this little stitching around that you might not be able to see very well in this picture, but for this camera I did not do the embossing, so you do not have to emboss, but I did think it looked a lot better when you embossed this centerpiece and this ring. So I think it would look good if you embossed the entire thing, but it doesn't need it. And so I'm not going to. I'm going to make the camera today, and I'm going to use the one that I have already. I've already embossed the pieces, though, that I want to use that are going to be the center parts, because I just think it looks better that way. But the camera is so cool. So It's Your Day actually comes with this one. It's Your Day. It's perfect. And today what I'm going to do is use the images I've already stamped up to do our card, because these are heavy-duty coloring ones. You can use any image. There's absolutely no limit on what kinds of images you can use with this camera. It's just your imagination is all that's limiting you. And I really like that. But on the other hand, sometimes to get started on something like that when it's unlimited options can be a bit of a challenge. Sorry about for the noise. I know my light's kind of glaring here. Yeah, so, especially if you want to use the little images, that was the part that for me was the hardest thing to figure out. But this is actually from one of our stamp sets that's available right now. What is this one called? This is like a frame one, and can't really remember. There's 3 different images in it, and they're frames. This was a conglomeration of a whole bunch of old sets. This is the framed piece from this set that I'm talking about. That's like oh, something frames. What's it called, you guys? Do you remember? I can't. It's driving me nuts. I have to come over here and peek and see if I can find it. I have it like way over here, I bet. Maybe not, though. Sometimes I never remember, did I move my new set over? If I feel like I'm finished with a set, I move it back over to the counter, the bookcase where all good sets all go, where they're not going anywhere. They're there for me to find. But having said that, they're not always super easy to find. I mean, it does take a while just because I have so many of them. So I'm looking really quick over here, but if I can't find it fast, I just won't find it, and I'm not seeing it. It has the word frame in it, but that doesn't really help me right now because partly I am a little more challenged right now with finding stamp sets because I use the spine still to find these things. So as you can see, for this one, this is a double. I've put 2 together now. So I've got my old camera and I've got my new camera. On the spine to see what I'm looking for, I shrunk down these images to fit on here, but they barely fit, and put the title on it, written on it. So it is difficult for me to find things sometimes, but I'm pretty sure this was called framed scenes, I believe. Framed scenes, I don't know. Something like that, though. All right. Boy, I can't believe I can't. Let me see if, there it is right there. Okay, it's called Faraway Landscapes. I'm glad I found it because you would have never known what it was called otherwise. Faraway Landscapes. There you go. So I've got this one done. That's this middle one. And then the other one that I'm going to use is this one, but I also took out of Unbridled Beauty the little horses and put in there. Okay, so we're going to do 2 cards today using these. And I use this Faraway Landscapes here, but I'm not going to use this card today because this one's going to be too big, I think, to put the camera in. I can probably put just this in and use it, and I may do that. But I also wanted to show you that this Faraway Landscapes looks really good with this little deal. These are like 2 different deer sets, so just don't even think about those, okay? Don't even worry about it. The barn too. Don't think about it. These are so old. Unless you have them, you would have a hard time finding them. So don't even worry about them. But all of these little landscapes would fit inside of this little vignette. There's a little barn. Look at you. You'd be so cute in these little frames. So I'm not done with this set because I think there's a bunch of things you can do with your Faraway Landscapes and capturing smiles. It's really, really cute. Okay, so here we go. We're going to get going. It's not going to take very long since I do have most of the things already done. And I did take a little bit of a liberty today. I'm doing my video on YouTube instead of Facebook just because I had to do it ahead of time because we're going to have family here. So I am going to be actually capturing, I hope, a whole lot of smiles. But when I did this set, I was thinking I want to use the words, but I want to capture. So you could use this word capture, but I used this word capture. So this is a cling stamp though, instead of a photopolymer. So I started with this one so I could get the other ones on there. So I did in just black ink, I did capture here. And then I used the word lives here, stamped that on. I found this happy stamp on another old Easter set, a big lily Easter set. I don't remember. I wanted a bigger happy word. And then this word moments is right here. Okay, so most of the words are are included in these sets. I just had to find a couple. I stamped those and then cut around. That takes a bit of cutting, doesn't it? So I did that ahead of time. I'm going to stick that on here. We're going to get the camera done and put that on there. That's going to be one card. This card I won't be getting to today. I've already decided not going to get to that one. But this one, when I colored this sailboat, I used some Poppy Parade. So we're going to use that as the background color. And this is going to fit right on here. And then all I need is my camera. If I can find you, I must have slid you inside, so I'll find you in a minute. There's one other thing I wanted to show you about that is an idea I'm going to have. I have these pictures. These are from one of our mission newsletters that we get from because we support, various missionaries. And these are going to fit in here perfect. I've got some really beautiful pictures here. And I think that these are going to look so nice sending to our missionaries to honor all of the effort that they're doing in the country that they're in there. And that's one that's probably one that I could say, but I'm not going to because I'm not really sure. And so there we go. I just think there's a whole lot of things you can do with this set that would really be an encouragement to a whole bunch of people. And I do this It's Your Day, that actually is from this Capture the Good right there. Okay. All right. So I think now you know where I got everything from. And we're going to go ahead and just assemble all of this. So this is going to go up in the corner up here. I'm going to find my camera. Now I'm going to need this die. As you can see that everything gets cut out. That's another reason I really like this set, is it has all of the dies to cut it out. I had to fussy cut everything out. And I also just preferred the camera because look at this camera. It's cute and colored. You can color it any color. And that's the one thing. This one I felt just lends itself to black better because it's a streamlined, simple version like an old Instamatic. But this one is smaller. This one was just so big. It was about the only thing I could fit on the card. And it did not lend itself to embossing at all. Because as you can see, it's got all these little pixels for, for depth and all. Anyway, just it did not work at all. So we're going to put this here. I've already got my sentiment stamped. So once you get your basics done, this is a very quick go together. I just stamped and did that with silver embossing powder. You stamp with Versamark, and then you make sure you use your embossing buddy first. Oh, there's a circle. I don't know why I have a circle there. I might have to. I thought I had the center pieces done. Let's look. I think I have everything done. We will find out. Oh, there you are. Yeah, the dies do cut all these out. I don't think I used any other circles other than I found this dotted circle that I thought I might need just for depth, but did not end up needing it at all. Okay, so basically this is it. I'm going to just go ahead and use glue for this. You know what? Let's just go ahead and look at this and see how's this going to look if I put this up and that up and then that up. It actually looks pretty good. I'm going to do it just because I might as well, right? I've got time to do it, and I might as well. I'm going to use a lot of my black dimensionals today, I believe. So I'm going to grab I like to use these edges. They really make it go on quick, don't they? So we'll use the edge of my black mini dimensionals. I do have the regular dimensionals too, but I'm not sure where the black ones are. I don't see it right offhand. All right, so we're gonna try to get it on there straight. Okay, to the best of my ability. All right, so there we go. So that is that. I don't know if that's right, but I'm doing it. Okay, it's like I don't know. anything at all, but I'm doing it anyway. And then if I do it wrong, there's always somebody who will tell me how I did it wrong. And I love that. That's fine. It's good. It's good. It's good. So I do want to get my circle in here so it's pretty well centered. And then I'm going to poke that down in there, sorta, so I know where it's going. I think I'm going to, before that dries too much, I'm going to stick it back on there again and just do any adjusting that needs before it sets. Then this, I definitely want my mini dimensionals on to get it. And it just barely is fitting. I love these mini dimensionals, you know. What will we do without those? I guess we just do like a tremendous amount of glue dots or something. I know there's other foam things, but not black like this. And I have tried other knockoff foam things, and I've only found one brand that is anywhere close to what we have. These mini dimensionals are really good. They stay. You can people keep my cards for years and years. Oops, that's off a little bit. Oh well, we're gonna live with it. Which I don't ask them to, because I have so many things. It's like, I don't need any more things. It's nice of you to do that, though. I do appreciate that you appreciate it. That's so nice. Now, you know what? It is not big enough. I mean, it's not the right size. You're going to end up having to trim. So that is frustrating. I didn't realize that. Because I don't like doing this part. This is the part I don't do. So on my next card, I won't be putting those mini dimensionals on. I'll use the mini dimensionals, but I'll be trimming them so I don't have to trim them like this. Because here I'm kind of snipping my card a little bit too. I don't want to do that. All right, very cute though. I love it. All right, now, oh, you're gonna have to get cleaned later, aren't you? So now this is just going to fit on there. I've got a lot of dimension going there. So instead of raising the camera up, instead I raised the lens, and I'm going to just glue this guy on here. And voila, that card is done. I'll have to create the base, but this is just a standard base. So you've got your 5.5 by 4 1/4. This one's a portrait orientation, so I can't use this one unless I want it to open that way, which, you know, for this card, it actually would probably look pretty good. Ribbon, wouldn't be bad. There's definitely room for some little sparklies or something if you like that sort of thing. I think I'd like this one to stay nice and simple. So I don't know. We'll put that one to the side because I don't know if I'm going to do that. All right, let's clean this off. We'll do a second camera, and then you can see how I did that. It's super fun and easy. I think this would be a really good set to do with kids. I think they'd have a blast making these little cameras because they're not hard to do at all. The embossing part you'd want to have done ahead of time, though. All right, so for your stamps, you've got your little tiny mini camera. You've got all the parts that you just saw me assemble, the words. You've got your little pictures that can fit inside the frame that gets cut out by the die. Here are all the dies. Here's the picture of the die. Now there's the end piece where I had the box, that actually looks to me like a tag, doesn't it? I think it would make a really great tag as well. And then you get a circle for, you know, filling that out, and also it's a stamp set that actually could be used in a bunch of ways. All right, so Memento black ink. Make sure that gets on there really good. And we'll stamp that right there. Okay, very nicely stamped. It's an easy, I love the photopolymers. They're so easy to do. because they go right where you want them. The only thing is, if there's little pieces, little edges, you do sometimes need to be careful peeling them off the block or even off this plastic, because if they're skinny, super skinny edges, they can just tear. That is one of the big differences between these. And this is a pretty simple piece. You probably wouldn't even have to have the die, but it just makes it a lot easier. And then if you didn't have the dies, you wouldn't have all these others. It's pretty hard to cut a circle. You know, you can do a variety of things with rectangles and all. That's not all that hard to do, but it's pretty tough to do cut circles without having a special thing. So I'm going to just use my smoky slate. Here's the dark smoky slate. I need one of my cameras as a guide. Okay, so I'm going to stick you right here. Pretty simple, I know, but my brain, you know. All right, so we're going to do that. That's not dark enough, so I must have used black. I'm going to start with my light black. Yeah, the light one is going to do just fine. Okay, so we'll do that there. We're going to do it here and here and here. The coloring part always does take just a bit of time. So I try not to do too much of it on the camera with you because I know it gets a bit dull to watch. But on the other hand, it can be helpful for people who are just lack confidence in how great they can color. And frankly, you just gotta color. You're gonna get better, I guarantee you. And there's always people better at it than I am. And there's always gonna be people better at it. You know, don't worry about it. So use this in a little bit here for these lines. Don't worry about it not being great. That one's already done for me. I don't even have to worry about it. There's going to be a nice little cutout there when you run this through with a die, so don't worry about that. Here's my dark smoky slate. Let's see how this is going to blend on the edge. I do want this little white part to stay strong, so I'm going to do that. You know, it's just not quite the color I want. I actually do want it to be black. I'm going to go like this, just to kind of get some undercoloring going there, but I'm going to use black, but I'm going to use the light black. Okay. All right, we're going to do that and that and that. Now the brush tip, some of these brush tips are running through pretty fast as far as, you know, you ruin them really quick. I don't use them a lot, but this is a wide space. The other reason I like to use this brush tip instead of the bullet tip is because it does distribute the ink lighter. You can get a little bit lighter coloring. Now when I switch to the bullet to get around here, this is going to be darker. And there's just nothing you can do about that. It's the way the ink is distributed. That little brush tip just does a much nicer job of laying it out without it sinking into the paper. So now I'm going to get the brush tip out again and try to even that out, but without it getting too dark. And so I'm just laying my pen on its side so I can get as much of that surface on the paper as possible. And that not only preserves your bullet tip, you know, your pointy tip, it also is just going to lay the ink a little bit more evenly, not quite so dark. Okay, and it should even out a bit. If it's a little lumpy, you know, looks a little bit waffly at the sides, give it time to dry and don't worry about it. Actually, this is going to look good. Now my gray, I can see right now I used a Copic pen on that. I'm going to try my smoky, no, not smoky slates. Actually, I think our gray granite is the lightest gray we have. So let me grab gray granite. Where are you? There you are. light gray granite. Let's test you. That's pretty good. So we're going to go with that. And I'm not going to take time here. We're going to just go for it. Everything's going to get cut out. So I don't really need to worry about staying in the lines. That's a good color. It's not too dark. It is gray. It's a kind of a brown gray, but it's still gray. So there you go. And then if you want to have any differentiation at all with the colors, then I'd get that the light smoky slate out again. And I'm just using this tip because it, again, just distributes that color a little lighter. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna take this and cut this out with this die. I'm gonna just do that on the side rather than drag my die cut machine over, and then we can get through this whole little task a bit faster if I don't show it all getting cut out. But believe me, that's all I'm doing over here is I'm just placing it on my machine, trying to line it up. I mean, it does take a minute to make sure it's all lined up nicely. And then, of course, I shifted it. I'm going to just bring my machine over because otherwise the taking of the time is annoying, I know. So I'm going to go ahead and just make you watch me suffer a little bit here as I try to line this up. Because I want to make sure the bottom of this is correct. And I want to make sure I get this top part kind of needs to be exactly right. Okay, so I think we're set. I'm off a little here, but I'm hoping that doesn't. There we go. I tried to bend it down so it wouldn't interfere at all. Very good. All right, so we got that done. I think everything else is pretty well cut through. I don't think I need that machine anymore, so I think that's that. Let me put my pens away. I think we're done with those. I store all of these pens sideways like this. That's the best way to store these pens. And then your ink stays nicely distributed in there. And we're going to just do this. And this, I don't even really need that. That's going to go right on there. Oh, sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. So here's this card, how this is going. Now, I'm thinking I had room in that other one for some twine or ribbon or something. I'm going to see what I want to do here. I actually kind of like it just like this. And I don't know that I need any twine or anything. I go through, do you go through cycles of putting ribbon on everything and then cycles of no ribbon? I don't want any ribbon. I want it all clean and simple. It's probably what most of us do. Okay, so this is pecan pie that I did the fields. I dotted the fields, and then with, you know, maybe that's crumb cake. I don't know, because that's not pecan pie. But anyhow, pecan pie for the horses. Oh man, your brain is having issues apparently. Okay, we're gonna just glue this guy down. I think this would make such a great tag, even all on its own. Does have, this is a little opening right here. I see it didn't get cut out. Let me pop it. And on one of my cards, I thought I did a tie on it. Thought I did. Let me see. Maybe I gave that one away because I don't see it. No, here it is. I did. So I did do a little tie on this one because it's a farm thing. So I figured, but you know, it was hard to do. I used just about 2 or 3 pieces of twine on it, and it was a challenge. So I wouldn't recommend that actually. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I want that to be centered right underneath that opening. And again, I'm gonna I'm going to put that down and try to get my ring on here to make sure before that really seals on there so I can adjust it. I do really like this center. I like it so much better than this one. I did like the little heart, so if you have this set, you could use these centers with our new ones. Okay, this set is really very interchangeable, which was kind of nice because they don't usually come like that. All right, and I'm gonna snip these edges, so hopefully this will fit better this time. Let's take off one side. I think I'm coming down with something. I have a bit of a headache. I'm not feeling great today. And actually, I should be feeling really good. When I went and worked out, I felt really well. I always kind of yell at Jeff. He's substitute teaching today, and it's like, please do not breathe in the germs at school and get sick just before company comes. And now this time it'll probably be me. I'll probably be the one feeling poorly. Please, God, don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Just let me. I'm going to rest this afternoon instead of goofing around. It's sunny out there, so it might be warmer. We had really terrific heat for 2 days. Oh my goodness, for March, oh my goodness, it was ridiculously hot, 90 degrees. That was following 4 days before we had the 90 degrees. We had 18 degrees at night, and it froze all of our red bud buds off, all dead. I don't think we'll have any of those, but I did see some other flowering trees that looked like they were trying to flower, so I don't think it ruined absolutely every flowering shrub, but just about. Very disappointing, because actually it's one of the most beautiful times of the year here in Missouri, when you can see all of the flowering trees through all the forests. It's wonderful, and I'm sure that happened in every part of this region, you know, in Tennessee and everywhere where normally it's gorgeous. They probably all lost it all too. I did flub my happy a little. I was going to take whatever was the color, the main color, and kind of go over my happy with it, just to, you know, make it look a little better. What color is this? This is garden green. Let's see how it's going to look. I'm not real sure that I do want to. I kind of do. I think that's going to look good. Now, I'm going to be really careful, though, to not color the whole thing, because I don't want it going out of the lettering. And it's not easy to go over a stamped image without doing that. And, you know, the other thing is that if I had stamped this in garden green, I wouldn't even be having to do it, but I wasn't really sure what color I was going to need, because I didn't know for sure what picture I was going to put with it. So there you go. But I do think that will just kind of help it a little bit. Okay, just like that. It's cute. Very cute. And then for this, capture life's happy moments. Oh my, that just is like any kind of old card. You could send this as a friend card, thinking of you card. You could send it as a happy birthday card. You could send it as anything at all. And there's room at the top for little doodads if you want any little doodads. What kind of doodads have we got? Little embellishments are always fun to add. And there's some, I don't know if you got those little ladybugs. They did not last very long. Oh, they're so cute. I didn't use them hardly at all. And they're really, really cute. So we'll put a ladybug there. And then the ladybug set also came with these clear ones. And I can color those whatever color I want. Okay. So you can do that if you want to or not. If you do color them, you need to use an alcohol blending pen. Oops, let's do the bullet tip part. And then that'll color those up. But, you know, they're pretty cool even without doing that. That's not very green, is it? I'd probably have to use something much, much darker. This is Mossy Meadow. This is about as dark as they get. It kind of turned it green. I'm not sure that I like it any better than just the clear, but it gave it a little something up there in the corner, and I kind of like that. All right, so yes, unfortunately, I don't think these are coming back. Ladybug Garden Epoxy? It almost sounds like apoplectic, which is not at all what I want. Anyhow, didn't use that little camera, but you got the idea. So many fun things that you can do with this capturing smiles. So I hope that you appreciated that. Like and share my video, and I will see you next week. Thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Bye.